retarded?
Knock those together. No.
Holy shit!
Jesus.
Oh
Bobby,
my
stop! Bobby, stop! With you.
That's a new one.
Yeah, that's a new one. I saw that one on Instagram a few times. I was like, I gotta get that clip.
I thought it was
some
the
retard
car
there.
commercial for a second.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's good. Retarded guy hitting those things too hard and not realizing it. I guess that's how it goes, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get to my first topic here. Black Aragorn. You can see them on the left there. You see that that icon there?
Wasn't sure what it looked like. You know, in WoW, before you get to like the game, there's that load-in screen and they show characters and shit.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely the look they're going for there. It's Magic the Gathering is doing a Lord of the Rings like card set or some bullshit. I don't really know what they do.
Magic's doing Lord of the Rings like gaming cards, like Pokemon and all those, and Yu-Gi-Oh type of thing.
Yeah, just a set that's going to be mostly Lord of the Rings. So the official artwork is that black guy who's going to be Aragorn.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What are they saying? Not again.
I don't think anyone. I think very few people like this idea. You know, but yeah, it is a not again thing. It's like this is just perpetual.
Yeah. What was the last one? It was like a lot.
Little Mermaid. I mean, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't stop.
That one, though, you know, that was their first like movie version of that, though, right? The rest have just been these television shows people aren't watching.
Yeah, and I don't think too many people are into it. I don't know. It's just it's not what the character is, man.
Negative stuff.
I mean, when it comes down to it, it's not what the character is displayed as. You know,
how many iterations have already been bastardized for this to begin with? They're at the point where they just want to like make newer shit. I guess I don't know, but it's like
I guess. But I mean,
the fan base are there for the older guy.
Most people in the fan base are there because they're Tolkien purists. You know what I mean? I'd say that's why
those are the ones who are gonna get pissed.
Yeah, and I'd kind of say that's also why Rings of Power, Rings of Prime, whatever you want to call it. I want to say that's probably why it flopped, because they didn't really respect Tolkien. And this is another example of not respecting Tolkien.
I don't know. I feel like if it had good writing and was interesting to watch, it wouldn't have mattered what people would.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Much.
I wouldn't give a shit if there's a black elf or something. I don't care.
Yeah, like
make it good.
Exactly. That's not why I didn't like watching it. I mean, it was definitely.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good story.
It was definitely, different from every other Lord of the Rings thing I've seen because of it. But I don't really care. Like, it doesn't bother me.
It made The Hobbit look a lot better, which ain't saying much. Because the Hobbit really did kind of, I don't know, mostly sucked.
I thought it was pretty boring, and I didn't like any of the characters that much.
Yeah, they didn't really have any funny characters.
I feel like they just stretched it so thin.
Yeah, they took a story that should have been probably just one movie, maybe like 1.5 movies at best. It really should have just been one long movie. That would have been better. That would have actually probably solved the issue with a lot of things too. I think people would have liked it, just one movie.
Yeah, I don't want to sit there for like 4 hours though.
Well, I would be fine if it's like, you take your best pieces. Like if you took the best pieces of The Hobbit, you probably would have a decent 4-hour movie instead of, what is it? It's fucking 12 hours total. Like if you condense that 12 hours into 4, maybe 3 hours, I think you'd have a decent movie. And I've seen some fan edits try to do it. It's still like, I don't know. It's still okay. I don't know. Still, the cartoon is better than all that live action shit that's been shot. It's the greatest adventure, man.
I can't. Once I hear that song or even think about it, it gets stuck in my head really bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's it went with the times well. But here's the description of Aragorn from Tolkien, the guy who wrote it himself. Aragorn, Lord of the Rings, lean, dark, tall, with shaggy head of dark hair fleckled with gray, and a pale, stern face. Emphasis on pale. I wonder if that means he's white.
Well, you can't be black and pale.
No, I don't
Why
think
not?
so.
Paleness is like a complexion that's for anybody. It's almost like if you're looking pale, you look pale whether you're
I guess
anything.
I understand what you're saying. Where you can take this
'Cause
description and be
I've
like,
heard,
okay, he can still be
people,
black.
people in my office, they're both Spanish, and they tell each other that they look pale sometimes. You know what I mean? Like if they're
Well,
not feeling well.
who's a paler complexion? Spanish people or black people? Come on, let's face it.
No, I mean it's a condition. It's not really. I don't think it's a feature. I think it's a condition. Like you're.
This is
maybe
described
not.
as
It
a
probably
feature.
works multiple ways. Like you can just be pale, or you can look pale. Yeah, no, I guess you're right. It's just he is pale like all the time. It's not
100% described as a white guy with a beard.
Yeah, it's hard to really make any other argument for it. I mean,
Yeah.
and plus it's a photo, and it's a white guy with a cloak.
No, yeah, there was
There's no
depictions that
photos
he
in Lord of the
drew.
Rings, though, are there? Yeah,
There's depictions he drew, and they were obviously white people. You know, like that's what it was. And there were diverse characters in Lord of the Rings. Like the hobbits are actually kind of supposed to be depicted as being like more brown skinned, more native-y, but still kind of white. Probably more like tan white people is what they really were depicted as. And then there are Middle Eastern characters, Indian types, you know, like the people riding the elephants and the bad guys. They're kind of depicted as being like Indianish in the book.
Yeah, but in the movies,
Middle
they
Eastern.
They didn't look that dark at all. And plus, they had
No,
their
but also,
faces
like-
covered completely, pretty much.
But I'd say it's pretty clear though that he had a
Yeah, no, I know what they were
depiction of
going
what he
for. I
wanted.
just don't think they like went that hard into it. You know?
Yeah, I just think he Tolkien knew this was obviously supposed to be like an Englishman kind of person, not someone who was probably black.
Well, what
No.
Sauron? Is he black? And
Sauron's
I
an
feel like
elf,
some
man.
of the orcs in the movies look kind of black. Like Uruk-hai.
Well, I would say that
Didn't
if you're gonna
have dreadlocks, or was that just because the movie did that?
I mean, if you're going to talk about the depictions, what Tolkien did talk about, the orcs having dark skin. So, I mean, maybe it is
Yeah,
Tolkien
so that's
being.
the thing. It's like they're not like interested in looking at what's actually there. They rather fabricate some new shit when they really just they had them there all along. Because nobody wants to like make that connection, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, it's probably quick to call Tolkien a racist, but I think he might be going off of just theme type thing where, you know, the fairer a person is more white, kind of glowing, and then someone that might be depicted as evil back in these things would be black and other things, just going with the nature of the color profile. So I think that's sort of why the orcs have black skin. Not really supposed to be a racist thing, like everyone probably would take that, but more of a theme to it of what the colors mean.
I don't know how thematic it is. I think he's just probably racist back then, and
I don't think so.
In.
I think there's probably no fucking black people around by him. 1900s
I know, but that's part
England.
of it. That like you're afraid of what you don't know.
But yeah, there's been some outrage about this. There's backlash to it. People are not happy about it.
What are they saying?
I saw this quote. I hate this so much. It's just the race swapping of characters that's been just going. I think everyone's caught on to what they're trying to do, especially during a time right now when we have a black Ariel right now in theaters. So I think it's not a new thing to anyone.
Just keep Viggo Mortensen and put him in blackface. That would have been even worse.
They I don't know, man. The black guy kind of looks like if you took him and made him black. I don't know about
He
that.
looks sort of like
I think it's actually if you
people
made him a
from, the lion looking people from what's that?
The Wiz?
Game? Skyrim.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or the so like the family from Game of Thrones, not Game of Thrones, the
Yeah, no,
one.
from House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
The Valerians.
You can't even like say Game of Thrones anymore. People just start talking about the finale. Like it wasn't great, but it's not like the worst thing I've ever fucking seen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's true. It wasn't like I've watched Rings of Power, so yeah, it's true. Like those last seasons weren't that bad compared to that shit. There's been a lot worse.
But you could just definitely tell that it was different. Like something was off and different about all of it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you watch older Game of Thrones, you could tell, like, okay, yeah, that shit's way better. Even House of the Dragon was way better. House of the Dragon felt more like older Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's just I don't like when shows get to the point, and I think Walking Dead had this problem where they introduce so many characters that it's like a little too much juggling going on. It gets like almost disorienting, and then you start to lose connections with the original characters when it gets so diluted and watered down. Like I feel like Walking Dead really suffered from that.
Yeah, and I think House of Dragon does that good because they don't switch around from place to place. It's basically just all at the, all during that one kingdom era, just the two families. It doesn't go too much around. Because I got that with Game of Thrones.
I'm hoping. I mean, it's probably going to expand, but I'm hoping it just doesn't get like out of control.
Yeah, I don't think it really will. Because I think it's going to be a little more isolated story.
Well, whatever writers and stuff they have going, I'm hoping they stick around and they don't go on to like make what did those motherfuckers leave to go and do? Wasn't it like some dog shit superhero fucking franchise shit?
They went to do a Star Wars movie. They got canceled.
Yeah,
that never happened. That never happened.
Yeah, they could. Why didn't they just stick around, finish it? Like they had like no reason to just jump ship like that for some. Well, I guess the amount of money you can't pass up to make that.
You also never really know like what the thing was. Like was that movie going to happen? Where was it Disney that kind of canceled it? It's hard to tell. There's been so many Star Wars projects that have been canceled over the last 5 years. It's not even funny. There's trilogies that have been canceled that never got off. It's like insane. They were supposed to do a trilogy. They're supposed to write 3 movies, and not a single one is happening. But a couple people have been saying that this is just race baiting. I agree. It is. It's a publicity stunt, definitely. I mean, also the thing with this is if you're gonna do a card game that then has Aragorn being black, that means like every single descendant of Aragorn sort of has to be black. So that means like Isildur. That means like Arathorn. It means Elendil. That means that whole line is black. It's going a little too far. And all those people are also, by the way, depicted as being white by Tolkien. So every single person in his line was depicted as being fair-skinned and white. And even the Numenor race stripped it as being fair-skinned and white.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they thought, it's like a card game. Nobody's gonna really give a shit or notice what we do.
I think it's stupid because I love Lord of the Rings and I like, I would have bought this whole card game if it wasn't for this shit. Really, like I'm not gonna buy this if it's like this. Like I'll buy
this shit. What are you talking about? You were never gonna buy.
No,
this
if it was I have a Lord of the Rings like card deck that's just regular cards.
Oh, you mean like not to like play with it? You just mean like to have it?
Yeah, just to have it. I would have bought fucking 2.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, do you really care? I would say I would buy it.
No, I do. I do care.
It's probably going to go out of production because people hate the shit out of it, and then the ones with the black version are going to be rare.
I think it's like if you made this card thing that had movie accurate depictions or looked more like the movie, I would be all in, because I'm into those depictions, You make a fucking Lord of the Rings frisbee, I'll fucking buy it. Just put the fucking one ring on a frisbee, I'm gonna buy it.
Well,
I mean, like,
what
I'm
I
not
find
picky.
surprising is like this is
Like,
like a new venture that's not really, it's not like a film or anything where it's completely connected to the franchise. Don't you think you want to be like a little
yeah,
bit safe and just stick to what people like already and not mess with it and potentially lose money on the entire thing?
yeah. Well, that's kind of the point I'm making. Is like I would actually buy this, being not even a fan of Magic the Gathering. I would actually probably buy this set just because it was kind of a movie. Even if you could even get like a movie copyrighted version of it, where it's licensed. Then I would be like, I'd be all in. Like I would buy it. But no, now I'm not. I'm not gonna buy this. Like, not at all.
Somebody will.
I mean, I think people who like Magic the Gathering, it's not really ever been my cup of tea there.
Yeah, I remember seeing the cards and I liked some of the artwork on it and stuff, but it felt like way too much to try and learn and figure out. And plus, I don't play card games and shit like that. I play like I was doing Pokemon shit back then. It was like collecting the cards and then trying to sell them.
Yeah, I've seen the card game being played in action. It's actually, I mean, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but it actually was pretty interesting, the whole Magic game. So I was like, all right, there's something to it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is like when I saw it, like growing up, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. I just was confused.
But yeah, there's been some interesting backlash to all of it. Um, Magic put out this tweet. And Aragorn gave it a new name and called it Andril, Flame of the West. That's the sword. Even the sword also doesn't really look very Lord of the Ringsy. It reminds me more of that black guy in Marvel. I think Idris Elba plays the character.
Oh yeah, the he like protects
Like that gate, that
the gate,
rainbow
right?
bridge.
Yeah, Rainbow
Yeah,
Bridge.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, not that he's just black, but the sword is just a little too. I don't know. The sword to me feels a little too supernatural for Lord of the Rings. Like it was just a fucking sword. Is the vibe I got. Like it wasn't like brimming with magic. But there's been some funny responses to this. That's what I wanted to point out. Like this one was good. I saw this one was really making me laugh for a little bit. Check this one out. Lord of the Rings.
I gotta say, like,
Rich.
not even like participating. The nice thing about Twitter is just like seeing all the crazy work and stuff people make. Like some of the comments too, without any media, are just funny.
Yeah. I don't know who this actor is in the middle. Who is that guy in the middle, but he's playing Frodo?
Oh, that's the guy from The Wire who died somewhat recently.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then you got what looks like Will Smith as Aragorn. You have Morgan Freeman as Gandalf. You have Leslie Jones as Aragorn. Or not Leslie Jones as Arwen. You have Beyonce up here as Galadriel. Don Cheadle as Legolas. And I can't really make out the other the other black people. But I would like to know. I wish I could talk to this guy. It's a funny meme. The Return of the Kang.
Yeah, I can't make out the bottom left. It's too small.
I can't make out who's Gimli, who's Boromir, or any of the other hobbits.
You have to like zoom in or ask him, like maybe you could.
Yeah, like maybe I should tweet him like, where are the hobbits? That was right. Right? Come on. Boromir and Gimli. I'm tweeting this out. Maybe I'll get a response too.
You shouldn't say R though. You say duh, DA instead. Who the hobbits?
Oh, good. Who the hobbits? Who is Boromir?
Who the hobbits?
No,
get rid of the
brilliant.
also. Who the hobbits? Not who the who the. Who the hobbits?
Yeah, good point. I gotta get my
Phonetics, I think it
Ebonics.
is.
Ebonics, right? Do they
Ebonics,
still
yeah.
call it Ebonics? I haven't heard that word in a long time.
What?
Ebonics. I feel like that's probably racist nowadays, right?
I think just bring it
gotta
up.
be.
Yeah, you're already in trouble.
Oh yeah. I mean that can't be good anymore, right? Come on.
Oh, you said it's brilliant. That's a bit of a stretch.
I think this is pretty brilliant. I think this is hilarious.
I mean,
I wonder if anyone else.
like discovery of the electricity or like the creation of light bulb. That's brilliant. This is somebody.
I put this at the
copy and
same
pasted
level.
it.
Same level
Yeah.
brilliance.
I know. Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
I'd say it's pretty brilliant.
Maybe, hopefully, this guy can maybe win like a Nobel Peace Prize from this or something.
He might, man. There's been it's funny. So like that Magic the Gathering, they blocked all the hidden reply. They've like hidden a lot of prize. So there's some good hidden replies also. That's where I found that one.
Yeah, I bet they're in PR hell right now trying to.
I mean they like blocked this. This is Aragorn. It's just fucking Vigo.
What would be worse? They keep it and it tanks and then don't make any money, or they pull it, go back to the regular version with him being white, and then it still doesn't sell because they already blew it from the
I
onset.
just don't get why you wouldn't want to make as much money as possible. And you
That's
know
what
it's
I'm
a
saying,
successful
but
franchise.
Then again,
Like I
look
don't
at,
get
like,
it.
every single Disney thing we've been talking about for the last few weeks. It's like you could say the same thing about all of them.
Yeah. I like this one too. Gondor has no Kang. Gondor needs no Kang. That one's pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
Aragorn looks like he's about to destroy a McDonald's. Oh man, these people are brilliant. Oh yeah, this is a good one. This one's accurate. Where's Aragorn? That's kind of what I thought when I saw it. I was like, where's Aragorn? Who's this black guy holding the sword? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this one. Yeah, who's that dude holding Aragorn's sword?
Aragorn. Aragorn, apparently.
Yeah. Virtue signal stops at the Chinese border. Okay. No, I don't think so. Aragorn wasn't black, and he isn't now. No matter how much you want to push it. Yeah, this is a really true statement, man, and it's too true. I'm glad the Lord of the Rings movies were cast and filmed at the precise moment right before Hollywood started to make every cast rainbow colored for the sake of woke equity. Yeah. I mean, also it was
But it's not
cast.
even, like, working, like
No, that's the thing is
it hasn't been working. For
why do it if it
weeks
doesn't
now.
work?
It's like they keep trying and going back to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It was just back then with Peter Jackson, he was just trying to make something that was accurate to the books. It wasn't about having equity, It was about trying to do like the writing justice. But that's racist now. I mean, because people will. I was watching this video of this crazy woke black lady saying, if you think there's just two genders, that you're then a right-wing extremist. Regardless of what your politics are, if you think there's only two genders, you're a right-wing extremist.
You know what's fucked up to think about too is like how much money Lord of the Rings made, but yet there's that like entire documentary about how difficult it was for him to get it going and like have it picked up.
Yeah.
How fucking
I'm sure that'll happen one day. That'll happen one day. But yeah, it wasn't easy to help make the whole thing. It was a pain in the ass. No one wanted to do it.
It's crazy, like how people fought him on that shit, and then, I mean, not only did it make money, it won like Oscars and stuff.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings, or Aragorn from Uganda. Ooh, there's some bad ones in here.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to filter that out.
Yeah, you just gotta. I mean, this one's accurate. Nice blackwashing. And this guy writes Aragorn is canonically dark-skinned, which that ain't true. There you go. From the text, black hood, shaggy head hair, pale face. I don't think so. Don't think so.
I don't know if you want to pick that battle, man. I've let that one slide.
Yeah, I like Aragorn looks like he's about to destroy McDonald's.
Do you get
really...
into a lot of like Twitter spats and arguments with people? Or you just kind of
no, I don't get into any of it. I don't think I've really ever gotten into an argument on Twitter with anyone. So that's good. No one cares enough.
Twice early on, and then I realized like I don't want to like keep doing this because it was definitely like I don't like telling people they're wrong about stuff because most of the time it could be something that's like 50-50 and then it comes back to bite you and then it's on there forever unless you delete it. And I don't go back and like delete shit that I got wrong and stuff like that. Do
you understand the context of it looks like he's about to destroy McDonald's? Is there like something I'm missing on the internet? Are there a lot of black people that like rip up McDonald's?
He's just gonna go. No, I thought they just meant he's gonna go eat a bunch of food there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty good. But there's been
I thought the crux of the jokes is that black people love McDonald's, so he's gonna go there and destroy it, or like crush. You know, like that term. Why would he want to destroy McDonald's? You know. Yeah,
I mean, there's also some people who have taken it the wrong way. Like this guy's. I've seen this guy's Twitter before. He's a fucking nutcase. One of these woke freaks. Like there are these woke fucking freaks that their opinions are fucking ridiculous.
Those like emoji things, is that just for the tweet or that's in his profile all the time?
That's in his profile all the time. I'm surprised there's not a Ukrainian flag.
Okay.
There's usually a gay pride parade flag and then a Ukrainian flag. That's the typical thing you see now as far as virtue signaling. But David Levitt, if you can go back and look at this motherfucker's tweet. Actually, I don't listen to this. Go to this guy and leave him a bad comment. This guy's a douchebag. The same racist Nazi fuckers who complained about a black elf in the Rings of Power and a black mermaid in the Little Mermaid are now throwing a fit because there's a black Aragorn in the new Lord of the Rings MTG set. I fucking hate how many racists there are in board game space. I didn't realize there's a lot of races in the board game space. Did you know that?
Well, I don't know much about. I didn't think they even made new board games. I feel like people just play Monopoly in life from like the 40, 50 years ago, whatever they were made. But go to their profile. I'm confused. I'm like,
well, the funny thing is this guy has been. This is another thing. This guy's been tweeting people who have talked about this, and he'll be, I don't like that you're racist. You agree, little racist.
Do they have any other photos of themselves? How do we know if it's even a guy? Maybe it's like a burner, and it's like just some Karen.
I don't know. I mean, it could be. I mean,
do you think like there's, like people are making burners of the opposite sex and stuff?
It could be. I mean, here's a good. I was looking at this tweet, and this is like fucking crazy because, like, this fucking nutcase. Like, once I read the original tweet, and you're like, okay, this guy Chris Benjamin wrote, the problem, Mr. Leavitt, is there is no such thing as a black Aragorn. Tolkien describes him as having pale skin, long hair, green eyes. The character's not met description. And then there's another one here.
And what did he respond with?
I think he called him a fucking racist. But there's another one here where this guy just said, that's a badass sword and awesome artwork. You know what? Which I do agree. It was pretty cool for what it is. But that's just not Aragorn. You're pandering, and it's pretty dang pathetic. It's insulting. You just make an original badass black character and leave Aragorn the way Tolkien created him. I totally agree. That's fine.
That's a good point.
And then this guy wrote, it would be a shame if Chris Anderson's employer and friends found out he's racist. You know what I mean? Like implying.
What's
if he
racist
could,
about
he would.
that?
I don't really see what's racist about that. I think it was pretty like that's what I mean. This guy's a fucking
That's like
nutcase.
such a vanilla comment. That's just basically saying like I'm all for this. Just it doesn't make sense to like revise a character when you can just make a new one. Yeah, I mean I get it. It's just
Yeah, I mean there are some racist comments that he is that he is. This one just says Aragorn isn't black, and he says Aragorn is a fictional character. You're just a racist.
yeah, it's a fictional character, but it's still based on an appearance described. Like you can't just wipe out literature because you want to do something different. Like he's written a
Yeah,
certain
man.
way, the same way like
And it's-
no one's taking black characters from literature and just remaking them into white people. Maybe they are. I don't even know. I don't even care. Like if they did.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if you're into this stuff and you're a nerd for this things, you want things to be correct. They've based their lives on this being the lore. You know what I mean? There's people that they've based their lives on the fact this is the lore. This is what he wanted. This is what the writer wanted.
The franchise just has a level of authenticity that people want. Like it's lore. You know, lore isn't malleable. It is what it is. It's like just the foundation of what's happening.
Yeah, and I think that's what Lord of the Rings is, and it is true. It's like if you want to have a fucking black character that you want to throw into the deck or throw into a show, I don't care as long as it's a good character. That's what Rings of Power did not do right. It was a shitty fucking show.
Yeah, I mean, I tried. Like I legitimately gave it multiple episodes, you know, and at the same time, it's like I wasn't really even looking for more Lord of the Rings stuff. I was just kind of, you know, you brought it up, and I just thought, all right, I'll check it out. But man, if I could get those, well, how long? Those are like hour-long episodes, weren't they?
Oh yeah, they were really long, man.
That's another thing, man. They should, if they made those like 30 minutes, at least I could have maybe powered through it.
I mean, this is true too. Like I was looking through all these hidden replies. Like they're doing a fucking shit ton of work just having these hidden replies. Like there's tons of them that they're hiding.
Yeah,
There's
it's
tons of them.
damage control, right? I mean, they probably don't want a lot of people like that other guy you just mentioned making good points that are interesting to think about. You know, it's just like hide all that kind of shit. So it's just either one narrative or the other. It's like people don't like it because he's black, or people like it because he is. They don't want any like gray area or in between of people who are just trying to make like interesting points to have a dialogue about it instead of just being like, I hate this or I love this.
Here's a fascinating tweet here. We find it to go to Modo, fool.
You should have said there's no L in foo.
Yeah.
It's
we was
foo.
Kangs. I like that a lot. There's a lot of the.
Has anyone done any Wu-Tang related stuff? Maybe throw that in there somewhere.
Well, also, I was thinking about this. Like, you know, you take these characters that are typically white.
Yeah,
and
I was just talking about that, like with literature. But there you go. You take Black Panther and make him this, like,
yeah,
you know.
That might piss some people off too, right?
What are the comments like on this post?
Yeah, let's see what he got to that.
Hey, at least Juan put it up there. You know, it's not like Chad from.
I don't think he got a lot of posts on that. Let's see what he said. I can't see it.
I feel like Juan can get away with that.
People have retweeted it. That's all I've seen. But like, what if you took Star Wars and like, okay, we're gonna recast Star Wars, and Lando is gonna be white this time. You know what I mean?
People would freak the fuck out. Or Samuel Jackson got recast.
Yeah, I'll even say this.
Anymore.
As a Star Wars fan, I also would not like that either because that was the character. He was supposed to be black. He was obviously depicted as that. So, like, you want who would be your dream Lando Calrissian?
No, I don't care about Star Wars.
What is like Will Sasso? You want to be Lando?
Will Sasso.
Yeah, I don't know.
Matt TV.
Yeah.
No, my ideal Lando would have been just Harrison Ford again. Just put a cape on him.
Oh,
Save
just
money. You
double
don't have
them,
to cast
clone
another
them.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, double him. Yeah.
I kind of like that idea. I'm for that.
I know he'd like it. Actually, I don't think he'd give a shit at all, or he'd probably actively hate it out of spite.
Oh, actually, I have a clip on that there.
Are you looking forward to watching a Han Solo movie as a fan?
Not really. So I don't know if he really gives a shit about Han Solo or Star Wars.
The audio, or maybe I'm on a delay.
You might be on a little delay.
Does he hate George Lucas too?
No, I think he likes George Lucas, man. He likes Indiana Jones for some reason. For some reason
he should fucking love George Lucas. He should be like,
I think he does like George Lucas.
Every other week that he gave him all these fucking parts and shit.
But you know what? He's the only one that really transcended Star Wars, would be Harrison Ford. Everyone else got stuck into the Star Wars death loop.
Well,
you know,
what
other person
had Blues Brothers?
Well, I mean, Mark Hamill has other shit too, but
like
no one like. I mean, Mark Hamill is the voice of the Joker.
That's a few other. That doesn't count.
He's gotten actually a lot of voiceover work. That's gone across for a while.
I'm talking about like on screen.
He's got a few things. He's Cockknocker in that Jay and Silent Bob movie.
Such a bit part. Like he's barely in the movie. He's only in at the end for like 5 minutes.
Do you think he knew when he did Star Wars that 20 years later I'll be playing a character called Cockknocker?
Well, do you think he knew that this would be the end of his career? Like he would basically just have this huge franchise making tons of money, and then he couldn't go on to like have a career?
I would say no. I actually don't think anyone would have ever thought that he would, like, you know, you're in this big series, you think you'd be huge celebrity.
Yeah, like
I don't know though. It's like you get attributed to the character. It's, you know, you can't do anything else because everyone just thinks of you as Luke.
That's true, but that's easy way to get typecasted. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
he wasn't that great in it either. He was just like a whiny fuck the whole time. Like Hayden Christensen, like people want to shit on Hayden Christensen, but I just feel like that character in part is just like a whiny fuck the whole time.
Well, like Luke or Anakin, both. Right?
It's like they function in a similar capacity. Yeah.
I mean, they're neither characters that actually show off any kind of acting ability. Maybe Luke more.
I gotta get some
see
water.
Luke being a little more. Yeah, my next thing here. Not sure you're back here, but this has been a big news item here. Is the Little Mermaid? It was eyeing a release to get $180 million as far as a global thing over the 4-day weekend. That was the first thing I saw. That was like what they were like saying. This was from a little bit ago, so I pulled up this March 24th thing. That's where it was supposed to be. And then it dropped down, as these things do. It dropped down to being 134 was what we saw for the 4-day window. So it kind of keeps creeping down. And then we saw the actual numbers, and the actual numbers were not as good as I think Disney hoped. Really not that great at all, especially when you look at the international box office. No one's going to see this movie. I don't know if it's just because, you know, the race swapping. I don't know if it's just because it looks terrible. Just the actual look of it, the lighting, it looks murky. And it looks like I don't know. It doesn't look like a fun, colorful Disney movie to me. It looks like murky, like a Zack Snyder Little Mermaid. So I don't know what's contributing to this hate. I don't know. Maybe it is also, I think a lot of the international audience has caught on to this blackwashing, this identity politics, this forced equity that they have to throw into everything. Because I mean, what's wrong with having a white main character? I don't really get it. I think if they that's the thing is like I think if you did this movie and kind of modeled off how the cartoon looked, I think again you probably would have made more money, like, and then you could have had black characters into it. Like I don't know, it's like I don't think they're even looking after that top dollar anymore. They don't care. They want to have their woke agenda off, but it's gonna bite them because right now I'll show you the numbers. Here's the numbers here. 118 is the box office for the domestic. The first original projections we saw was 180 domestic, and then there was a drop saying, like, okay, maybe like 134. And now we're seeing 118. This is a movie that needs to make about $1 billion to get its money back. I think they spent $300 million on the price of the movie too, and then everyone says if they've spent 300, they're probably lying about the extra like 100, 200 that they spent on it. So then we're looking at like close to like 400 something. Then plus you're going to double that by marketing, and this has been a big marketing effort. So then also we're looking at 800 million there. So this has to make like 800 million to get its money back. It's an insane idea, these mega movies that they do. It just seems so hard to meet that level of actually what you paid for it. It just means you need a big hit. And these other live action ones have been pretty successful. This one has not.
Have they?
Yeah, they've all done okay. Like the live action movies. It's just none of them have done
what it's been.
It's been there's been no mega hit. Like there's been no mega hit as far as maybe Jungle Book might have been the biggest of the live action Disney.
Beauty and Beast one with Emma Watson.
No, I don't think that did good at all. I mean, that's funny. I totally forgot that they did do that.
That's another thing. Like, it's got to become clear after a while. It's like people don't want or like the live action remake stuff. How many times? Well, I guess you just never know until like one of them hits, and then it makes up for all the losses. It's like DFS, I'm not finding. They're just throwing shit on the wall and hoping that it hits.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the real version of this movie. I can't. But no, it's like I haven't heard of any of these live action movies really being hits. None of them. But you know why, right? Especially with Little Mermaids, because it's getting review bombed. People are racist. It's getting review bombed. Apparently, this is another. This is the damage control Disney tries to do.
Well,
we saw this
first,
with
like big
Rings of Power
bombing thing that I like, where it became like obvious to me was that whole Amy Schumer special where she was trying to have.
Oh my god, you're totally right. That really was like the first time I ever heard that.
She was not her, but someone like had all the comments and the downvotes to make it like not show up as a suggested thing take effect anymore. They took all the bad reviews and they took the impact it would have from the algorithm out of the equation, and then they like pushed the special up as like your featured option within the algorithms of comedy. And that is
that's
so,
crazy,
manipulative, because like it's good to have critical feedback from people, man. It's like it makes a difference. It's otherwise everyone would just be watching dog shit and have no filter to have good stuff eventually like permeate through. That's not a big budget release, Yeah,
this goes. You're right though. This goes back to 2017. This is 6 years old now, a little more, where her Netflix special was bombed, and she blamed it on bad reviews from the massive alt-right conspiracy know,
Yeah, but it's not even that.
True.
Whatever provider it was out on, then
it was
like
Netflix.
they like went into action and like manipulated all of the stuff and like, removed it all because they were
Yes.
treating it like it was a hate crime or something.
No, see, that's kind of been the thing. Is that's sort of what's happening, where there's been some weird action on that side, and we'll actually kind of get into that. It's not so this movie is not doing well overseas. I think the overseas markets and the Europe and all that other things, I think they're pretty keyed on to what we're trying to do here with the identity politics and all the equity that we're trying to just force in.
Yeah, but does that have the same context or impact for them like it does for us? I mean, I don't know if it
I think they know. I mean, this is a movie that's been celebrated across cultures before, so they're gonna be like, well, wait, why is it a black girl now? You know what I mean? Like, same thing with Aragorn. It's like, that dude's supposed to be white. You know, like it's some forced stuff here. I mean, that's like I said. Are you ever gonna make a Lando Calrissian white? Are you gonna ever do the opposite, where you make a black character white? Is that ever gonna happen?
I don't know if it has or not. Like, I don't pay enough attention or seek it out.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I don't think that'll ever happen where it goes the other way. That's the thing, is it's only been one way. It's only been white people have been turned into being black. It's never gone a different way than that.
I haven't looked into it. Like,
I mean, you can look into it. Like, find me. I'll give you
happened before,
$1,000 if you can find me one. This has been called ratings terrorism. That's what they've been labeled it. Ratings terrorism.
I love how dramatic like every single post has to be. You know, it's always just like some neutral, like, oh, I kind of like it. I don't. It's always like the end of the world or something.
Wow, dude, China. So China's a big money market for movies, especially these days. It only made 2.5 million over the first weekend. That's really, really fucking bad, and that's a 4-day weekend, by the way.
No, I know. I remember
it's really fucking bad.
I remember like you were making a point of, you know, they like waited probably and planned this out for this to happen.
Oh yeah, they planned this to be on the long weekend, the super long weekend, so you can get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then they could call it all one weekend. I don't know. It's like this is one of those movies that like everyone was off. I don't think this movie is going to do super well the next couple weeks. I think they might have made their money and that's going to be it. That's another thing is a lot of like movies they'll move on to be like, you know, have like if it's like Guardians Galaxy, it did really good the next couple weeks. It had good, had good reviews from and feedback from other people. So the word of mouth kind of boosted the movie. I've heard no good word of mouth about this movie. And it's been just sinking overseas. Yahoo, you use Yahoo, right?
Yeah,
I know you use. I know you're. Yeah, they got their headline here: Little Mermaid reels in 95 million 3-day box office opening, which isn't good. Really bad actually. 3 days for Guardians of the Galaxy. Even I made 114, and that was their third movie, and that wasn't even that much for them. So for a movie that had so much more money sank into it, so much more promotion, biggest movie company in the world. Here's another thing: Aladdin domestic launch was 91 in 3 days, so it's similar, but again, that's also a little ethnic for this country, right? But let's look at the reviews here. Let's look at these review bombs, the bombs that have come off. So check this out. It's got this deceiving score on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics gave it a 68, and then the audience, it has a 95%. So you would think that'd be really good, right?
95, yeah.
But look at this.
Ew,
I
what
found
the fuck
this
happened
out.
to her side? It looks like her skin's all ripped off.
It's because it's bad CG there. But here's the
Oh,
deceiving part.
jeez.
Watch
Looks
this.
like some sea creature ripped off half her body.
Yeah. Here's the deceiving part. You see this 95%? That's from the verified audience. So that means people that have been verified by Rotten Tomatoes, aka paid shills. If you click all audience, it's down to a 56. So I would say this score feels more accurate because that 95% is, I think, more than the animated movie has gotten. Like if you search Little Mermaid here, let's go to Little Mermaid. What is it?
54.
Isn't it 1991 or some bullshit? I don't know. 1990. Oh no. Here it is. 1989. 88% score audience. So it has a more of a higher audience score than the cartoon that's beloved. I don't buy that. I don't buy that one fucking bit.
That's got to be
That's just
manipulated.
bullshit. Yeah, it's manipulated for the algorithm.
But it's so early. Like it's got to.
This ain't early.
Wait, hold on. How's the Boogeyman doing? Because that looked really good.
I've never heard the Boogeyman.
It's right there, 68%.
You know, I wanted to see. I actually kind of wanted to see that movie called The Machine. Bert Kreiser's got a movie out. You heard about that?
Yeah, I don't find him that funny.
I think he's kind of funny. He's not the funniest, but I like him.
He's a hack. He's got all these lame shticks. He's got a. I don't know. I don't think he's good.
He's definitely a little bit of a hack. I think he's a good host as far as like if you're gonna have someone be like a host of something. I think he's good at that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but I don't want to.
Yeah, maybe not. Like,
I don't want
I'm
to
not
watch
gonna
an
watch
hour
a
and a
special.
half of his
Yes,
fucking film.
but it's like if you had him being like an MC host, I think he'd be really good at that. He's like very likable for that. Here's the IMDb rating. Now check this out. They put this prompt here at the top: unusual activity, because the review bomb and quote. So essentially, what they've been doing is counting all the bad reviews and just Xing it out. Because if you look at this movie, look at where the level 1 reviews are there. Be 40%. So I don't think that adds up to a 7.0. Something's telling me it's not a 7.0. I think that might be a little fake there. And then even let's look at Metacritic. Metacritic, where I feel like people are pretty honest, but also pretty harsh. It's got a 2.1. And I think this is a little harsh.
It's only 3 days or whatever.
Yeah, that's enough. It's been the full long weekend. I mean, a lot of people are going to see this shit on the weekend.
I know, but
I'm
I
not.
feel like there's been like movies and franchises before that have bombed, and then eventually people turn around on them.
Oh yeah, there's definitely been a lot of that. There's been a lot of movies that have been good movies that have had bad reviews. But I don't think this one is that. A lot of those movies were not big movies that were set to do well. Do you know what I mean? Like The Big Lebowski had a bad review when it came out. It was never set to break the box office. You know what I mean? This was set to be a big weekend movie for Memorial Day. So a lot of people did see it. We got 650 ratings right there. Let's take a look at some of those user reviews here. I grew up with the original movie, and I don't understand who this movie is for. It's awful. Terrible CG and acting. That's what I looked. The CG looks really fucking bad. It's one of those movies that if you're going to do like a fucking under the ocean movie, maybe it was animated for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, it looks better as an animation of a cartoon than trying to do this in live action.
Yeah, but they're done with all the animated shit. You know, they don't care. They want to just revise
I don't
it.
get
all,
why they
you
are.
know?
I don't get why they are. That's one thing. It's like I don't really get why they
Because,
are.
you know, there's never going to be as much money in animation as there is in live action. It's just
Well,
not.
what about the Super
kind of
Mario
market.
Brother movie? What about the Super Mario Brother movie? That Super Mario Brother movie made a lot of money. That's an animated movie. It's
Yeah,
made a
but
shit ton of money. Same with Frozen. Same with Frozen 2. So what? So I don't really get it. Why not do like a CG animated version of the Little Mermaid and do it in that Pixar style? You know, like update the animation to be a little more modern.
well,
Or is
I
that,
mean, they're probably wondering why they didn't do that now.
or is that just not too much of a change? Like where they're like, oh, we need to do it live action. This one's good. The biggest cash grab of a movie that is way too long. Disney will never learn from the former shelf itself at this point. Yeah. This one's fucking crazy to hear. It sounds fucking awful. Spare yourselves and watch the original animated version instead. Not funny. No character development from both protagonists. Only good thing about it is Melissa McCarthy's performance. That's not saying, dude. That's like a fucking horror review right there. If she's the best thing about it, shit.
Then we're all fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked. I mean, although I have no plan of watching this movie ever in my life.
Oh, I wouldn't
Not-
mind just to see if it's like so bad that it's entertaining.
I don't think it's gonna be that. I don't think it's that though.
We should do
That's
that.
the thing is, like,
like maybe
I don't
it'll
think
turn
it's
out to
that.
be Cats, and we turn it off halfway through because it's unbearable. But you never know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that. I think it's more people. The bad reviews are from the hate. There is some truth to review bombing of this, because I think the hate is there just because of the ridiculous nature of this blackwashing and all that. So I think that is part of it. I don't doubt it. This person gives it a 1. Don't watch it. The actors were terrible, emotionless in many scenes. Halle acting was really bad for all her hype. Okay, I mean, I feel bad for her.
What? It's the
Yeah, what's her hype? She's not in anything.
It's not like Oscar fucking buzz, and it's coming out in the beginning of the year anyway. Or not
I heard
beginning,
this was really bad.
Middle point.
No, we're summer. This is summer movie time, man. This is May. We're in the summer movies. This is the summer movie season.
I don't. I'm not aware of all that kind of shit. I have the last time I saw a movie is like fucking. What was that shit with the sea people?
No, I thought you saw Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, it's hard to even like count that. Oh, I did see. We saw Midsummer in theaters. That was fucking crazy, man. I had to like leave for a little bit.
I think that goes back.
I was having like a panic attack during the sequence where they jumped off the cliff.
That could be like 5 years ago now. I'm trying. What year is Midsummer? I don't even know. Yeah, Midsummer's 2019.
Midsummer was after The Lighthouse, right?
Before it.
It was?
Yeah, it would have been in the summer of 2019. So, we're looking at...
The Lighthouse came out before Midsummer.
Looking at a solid 4 years ago.
That was definitely worth seeing in theaters. Like, the imagery and color and visuals in that movie is fucking awesome.
It's one of
the brightest horror movies I've ever seen.
It really sucks to hear that Ari Aster movie, Beau is Afraid, was like kind of like everyone said it was kind of shit.
Well, that's because they all wanted him to make another fucking horror movie, and he made some like weird ass Dr. Parnassus fucking thing or whatever.
I actually kind of like Dr. Parnassus movie.
Well, I'm getting a similar vibe where it's like these really weird dreamscapes and like semi bad animation, but it's still like a interesting plot, and like all the characters are good and the acting's good. It's just people can't get over the fact that it's not what they wanted from him.
So this guy's got some good thing here that he writes. This guy from Forbes, Eric Kane. Good stuff. Usually a good writer. I think I had him on last time we did a thing, one of his articles, but he's saying something's fishy going on, and it's really not about the bad reviews. It's more about like what we've been talking about. It's about that 95% that they claim to be good. It's fucking bullshit. And that's exactly what he's saying. Like, how can you have this movie that's supposed to be better than the original movie and better than Jungle Book, which the Jungle Book is, I guess, if you're going to put all the live action ones compared to each other, that one seemed to do the best. 86% overall. It did. I remember people liked it. I remember people went and saw it. People liked the
Jungle
CG,
Book?
even though it looked. Yeah, I think it was Favreau.
The guy who did Iron Man.
Yeah, Favreau.
Yeah, from what
PCU.
Yeah,
It's Gutter. Yeah. So when Gutter made that movie,
Swingers.
yeah, but I think he likes when you call out that he's Gutter, and he makes movies.
Oh, I would love to see his reaction. I feel like he probably thinks he's like in the clear, like no one is alive anymore that's gonna approach him, who's watching like these newer movies, and then all of a sudden he gets guttered.
Yeah, like you go up to him and be like, "You were Gutter, right?" And you don't talk about any of his other things. You don't talk about Mandalorian.
Bring up Gutter just say I loved you in like PCU, and he'll probably be like, "Wow, you remember that fucking movie?"
Yeah, ask him if he kept the wig from PCU.
What if it wasn't a wig though?
It might have not been, man. That could have been his hair braided. I can't tell. It was braids, or was it braids or dreads?
No, I think they were like dreads. You're thinking of like
mini dreads.
You're thinking of an Biodome where what's his name had braids. These were dreads.
I'm looking at the photo here, man. This has to be fake. It's gotta be fake.
Bring it up. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I mean, this is important kind of research here. This is, if you're gonna go back to PCU, it's pretty, it's like on point. It's always important. You're gonna talk about the Jungle Book, you got to talk about that Gutter haircut. Here you go. What do you think? Is it real? Is it fake?
Yeah, these are the questions that need to be answered.
I don't know, man. He would have been young enough to have it be real.
They're not braids. They're dreads.
I mean, they're dreads, but is it real?
And he's got like what is that patch of hair under your lip called?
Soul patch. He's got a little soul patch.
Yeah, soul patch. This is a weird fucking character.
It went with the times,
Did it? Oh shit! I forgot. Gary Busey's son was in it.
Yeah, Jake Busey. Yeah.
Yeah. Go click that photo where they're all on trial for something. He looks like an Allman Brother or something, or
Yeah, he kind of does. All around, a pretty good movie, though.
Yeah,
pretty good, man.
Yeah. I definitely watched it a bunch of times, but I always thought Jeremy Piven looked 10 years older than everyone else.
I think he probably was 10 years older than everyone else.
Oh.
I think he was not young for the part. That's the truth there. But I mean, he's always been kind of light on the hair on top. I remember even in the, what is it? The Larry Sanders Show, he was kind of having that go on, and that might have been his youngest.
Well, yeah.
Maybe this was. I don't know.
We went to school with John Emery, and he was bald at like, what, 14, 15 or some shit?
I think it was like 12, yeah. 11, 12.
No, he's not.
No, I think so. It was something early. It was like 11 and a half.
It was early, but not like...
I actually totally forgot that Jake Busey had this little bit hippie part. I remember it now. He looks like that character. Like, I mean, that's a good casting right there.
Yeah.
He fits the part.
Yeah.
Like, it's gross. But yeah, this is definitely a big cast grab, man. I get why people are hating on this. Again, it's gonna be labeled as being racist, though.
Gambit?
Is it racist? Is it racist, or is it just bad? That's the question. My next thing here is about The Witcher. The Witcher Witcher season 1 premieres in a month, and this is the last bit of Henry Cavill here. And there's been some news about this. Oh, here's Yennefer.
He's getting replaced?
Oh yeah, he's getting replaced by Liam Hemsworth, the other Hemsworth, the B version Hemsworth.
Yeah, the one from Hunger Games.
Yeah, the Hunger Games guy. The Hungry Games. Yeah.
Wow, I'm
like
surprised
Hungry
he was
Man.
available.
Yeah, right. But a couple people on the movie have said that, or not in the movie, on the show have said his exit won't affect the show that much. I kind of completely doubt that.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. He's only like the main character.
Yeah, he's only the main character, and quit the show because they didn't respect the lore. They really weren't respecting the characters. It was bad directing. The woke,
Well, he
the
would have
woke
been
stuff.
horrible in Rings of Power then.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been pretty vocal about if it doesn't really match like what it's supposed to be, that he's not really liked it, and I think that's why he's been labeled as
Difficult.
like hard to work with, is what they've said.
Didn't he? I thought he was bowing a bunch.
Yeah, I mean he missed his Superman audition because he was reading. He had to do the second. He had to go and do it again or something. I mean, I feel bad for this dude because I think he is. I don't think he's ever really gotten a part that fits him that well, except for maybe The Witcher, and the first season, and then it kind of got all crap. Then it all kind of became the Yennefer show, and she's good looking. I mean, she's better. Yennefer is definitely better looking in the game, but she's good looking. She shows her tits in that show for sure. There's a lot of tits in that show. But the best episodes were with Henry Cavill just kind of being The Witcher and dealing with the monster of the week. It's it'd be oh, there's this fucking crazy monster. Here's a bunch of gold to go kill him. And that would have been the best episodes. That's all you kind of need to do. It's almost kind of like Xena, kind of like that Hercules show. That's what you should have done.
Yeah, I kind of want to check that out. It sounds good.
Yeah, no, it's the best. There's good episodes of The Witcher. There's some shit ones too, but the best ones are definitely where it's go fucking kill this Minotaur, or go deal with this, because I watched the first season. I saw some of the second season, and it was just kind of eh. And now this third season will be his last. The second season, they really made it all about the female character. She became sort of the star of the show. That sounds like why he's leaving, because they stopped kind of. I played The Witcher 3 on Xbox, and it's a really fucking good game. It's hard. It's good, though.
I remember people saying it was a mix of Lord of the Rings with Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, and kind of that other one, too. That Elden Ring.
People act and stuff.
It's weird, though, because it's also a very... the writer of the books, all these Witcher books, it was a bunch of book series, and the writer is Polish. So the whole vibe of everything, the game and that show, it has this kind of Russian-y vibe, which it's hard to explain. It's almost like a Slavic Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones vibe. And so it's different. I feel like Game of Thrones has a very medieval British vibe. This is almost if you took that and made it medieval Slavic area. It's cool. It's different. It's a lot darker. It's grimmer.
Is season 1 on Plex?
Oh yeah, I should have that on Plex. Yeah. I liked it. I mean, I really did like it. I would say the first. Probably, I think they're an hour. But I would say this: the first episode is not that good, and then it gets better.
It's pretty long.
I mean, I think it's an hour. I don't really know. Let me see. I could check here. You know what, man? I might not have The Witcher on. I might have watched it on Netflix. I think I probably watched it on Netflix. Yeah, I got to get that. I should get the series because I liked having it. But yeah, he's gonna be done, and apparently the actress said, I was shocked to find out that he's done because we've done 3 seasons with him. So obviously it's sad. It's an end of an era, but that's okay. I think what comes next will be more exciting. I think the show is going to still be great. I feel like we're grateful that we had a time we had with him. Okay, sure. Of course it's sad, but honestly, I don't think it's going to affect that show that much. I feel like the show is big, so there's so many elements to it. I feel like it's going to be okay. This never sounds good when you have to say it's going to be okay. It'll be a nice transition. I think Hemsworth is going to do an amazing job. not the Hemsworth you're thinking of either. It's the B version. Let me see some of this trailer here. I didn't play it, did I? Damn it! I've been watching it on my end here. Let's see.
Geralt! Yennefer!
It's I mean, it has a, when I look at it, actually has a very low budget look to it sometimes. You know, it kind of looks crappy here or there.
Yeah, it's like sci-fi channel.
It's got a sci-fi vibe to it for sure. I can kind of see that. I wouldn't say it doesn't. The showrunner said there are no good guys or bad guys. I mean, it's funny. I haven't seen, you know, now that I'm looking at this, there's a blonde little girl in the first season. I guess that's who this hot blonde is later on. So, shit, she got hot. I'm not surprised though. That's the vibe what they do. He'll probably try to fuck her or something like that.
Who you talking about? All I saw was like a cartoon guy.
There's this Siri, this girl here who is kind of like the person he's looking after, and she's like a little girl when he first meets her.
Are they related?
Now,
they look alike.
No, they're not related. No one in this is related here. He's like a fucking demon. He's essentially, that's another thing, is like the Witchers are really weird. They're like kind of like, they're like demon hunters. You know, like they're like kind of a different species too. It's really weird. That's another thing. Is like he can have these like black eyes. He's kind of like a demon. It's strange. I don't think he's really also even really like living. I think he is kind of dead. It's like it's a weird thing. I guess he's sort of like vampire-ish a little bit almost too. It's a weird species. It's like a different. That's why I'll say it's a very original. The idea of a Witcher. He like hunts witches and hunts demons and all that shit, but is kind of a demon. It's strange. I don't know how they're gonna recast him. I don't know if they're gonna be like, oh, he took a fucking potion and now he looks different, or if they're just gonna be like, oh, it's the same character. It's also Gerald. I don't know what they're gonna do really with that. But the game was good, and then of course, there has to be some woke identity politics that they're putting into it. So the bard who is this kind of like, he like goes around playing like guitar and singing and shit. He is now bisexual probably, and it will show him in a bisexual relationship.
Oh, okay.
You got to throw that in. The guy who's been fucking women the whole time. You gotta throw that in. Because why not?
Yeah, I mean, you know, nothing's set in stone. They can mix it up.
Yeah, he's also, he is a good character in it. He's just sort of this. He's sort of like. I mean, he's friends with the Witcher, but the Witcher doesn't really like him. That's sort of what the character is. So he shows up just kind of here or there. But there's some good episodes with him. He's a good character. I've not seen season 2 enough to talk about him, but always liked his character. So you haven't seen anything with The Witcher, huh?
I just saw you playing it a little bit, and I saw that a show came out about it.
Shit, man. Yeah, I would check it out. It's cool. It's a cool show. And then here's another thing: is there's another Witcher spinoff coming, and Dolph Lundgren is going to be in it. So there's that. So they're still going on with this. I don't know if they realize that Henry Cavill leaving is probably going to be the end of this whole thing. That's what I'll probably say. I think a lot of people are actually in this just because he looks like the actual character.
Yeah, but I don't think he's like any kind of big draw.
No, I mean he's not a big draw because I don't think he's a particularly great actor, but he did look like the character. It's like I don't know if that Liam Hemsworth really will look like, or kind of embody the character too. It's also like he fit the acting style that he did in the show really fit what it was like in the game. I think people who like the game really appreciated that because I think he actually gave a shit about what the lore. You know, when you actually give a shit about the lore, you know, you put up good shit. And like, look at what we're going to talk about. If you give a shit about the lore, you don't have a black Aragorn. You don't have a black. You don't have Morgan Freeman playing Gandalf. You know what I mean?
What's worse, not respecting lore or not respecting wood?
Not respecting wood, you said? Both.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a ring forever. You know, it's permanent damage.
Oh yeah, I mean, I actually have it on this table right now. I'm looking at it. It's terrible. I might not respect wood enough.
Yeah, whatever you're using, that desk should be taken away.
Well, that was pre seeing the Larry David episode too, so maybe he helped me out in life. Are you excited for that new season? Have you seen the last season?
I can't. They took HBO off the Apple TV that I had.
I got that up on Plex. What about Righteous Gemstones? Have you seen that? Have you seen any of that?
It's on the third season.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you saw the first season, probably, right?
Yeah, I saw all of that.
Yeah, I would actually recommend out of all these things we're talking about to go watch that second season, probably the most. That's probably worth watching more than anything we've talked about.
More than Little Mermaid?
Even Curb. It's more than the Little Mermaid. I mean, come on. Actually, they should have Danny McBride remake it. It'd probably be better.
No, I'm surprised he kept making more Curb stuff. I thought he said
this is it, man. This is it.
Done with it.
This is it now. So he claims. Although I kind of think so because he's just getting up there in age. I don't think he could really go on too much longer. But yeah, so they're making another Witcher spinoff, and the last time they've done that was Witcher Blood Origin. And take a look at these scores. These are just great scores, right? 13% audience score here. Yeah, let's see. Also, they're not doing that verified thing.
Or the audience criticizing the audience, saying what were you expecting when you went in to see this fucking movie, idiot? You know.
I mean, this was a limited series, but it was supposed to be really fucking bad. Like really fucking bad. Everyone talked about how this came out towards the end of the year. Like they kind of put it out right before the year ended, just to be like, yeah, this is 2022.
I feel like there needs to be a study on the success and failure of movies that have blood in the name.
Oh yeah, I could see that kind of being the case. So back to, we always talk about this because we got that stock in Disney. Some more Disney animation failure for their
20K.
Next upcoming. Oh yeah, we got 20K in that.
20K too much.
They got a movie called Elemental, which kind of feels like they did a movie like this, a psychology movie where all these little
doing.
Universal did fucking Super Mario Brothers movie, so they're making money.
What else?
The Minions and Super Mario Brothers stuff they've beat out Disney for this is going to be the fourth year, by the way, because Super Mario Brother will definitely beat out anything Disney does this year. So for 4 years straight, Puss in Boots, that's another one. There's gonna be a Shrek. I think Shrek is coming back. So Disney is like losing fucking hard to Universal, which you would have never thought that, like a decade ago, that it would be like this. Especially with how strong Pixar was for so long. Pixar was very strong. Even like an adult audiences liked a lot of the Pixar stuff. You are not getting that anymore. I can't say I've seen. I saw finally some of the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's pretty good. It's definitely not made for us. It's made for a young audience.
I don't know.
So
Somebody who's like the same age as me saw it in theaters and thought it was like amazing. I was really confused.
I mean, it has moments that if you only know the game, that you'll understand. Like it has, like some of the music
So
that'll kick in.
Tripping off of like some nostalgia.
Yeah, there's 100%. There's moments where you had to be someone who's older to know the game. Like, I mean, there's a part in the beginning of the movie where they do the Super Mario Brothers TV song. I don't know if you remember. Did you ever watch the cartoon as a kid? And had those two Italian guys that would be like live action presenting the cartoons. Did you watch that show?
Can you show that?
I did.
Or we'll get in
Yeah,
trouble?
I could probably show that. But yeah, I mean they played this song in the beginning of the movie. Because in the beginning of the movie, there's like Mario and Luigi. They're doing like their commercial for their plumbing business, and they played the TV show theme song. They like did it in their fake commercial. But I'll show you the title theme here, and I mean, hopefully this doesn't get flagged. But let's see.
Hey, paisanos! It's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show! With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game.
So they played this song.
Get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others. You'll be hooked on the brothers.
Nice.
You don't remember this cartoon?
I'm starting to.
So hang on to your seat. Get ready for adventure and remarkable feats. You'll meet Koopas and Troopers, the princess and the others. Hanging with the plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers to the bridge.
Feels like a bad YouTube channel.
It does. Hooked on the brothers, man. Yeah, so they played that in their commercial. So there's a lot of references that you'd have to know being an older person. Some of the songs that kicked in were pretty good. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of, I wouldn't say I was super impressed with it. I thought it was kind of bad.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm not their age bracket.
I wouldn't be close to just regularly impressed.
No, yeah. I wasn't into it. I understand if I was a kid, I would probably really like it. Like that kind of thing, but no. Wasn't for me. And I actually like some animated movies that have come out. I mean, I like the Kung Fu Panda movie. I thought that was pretty good. I like the
Jack
Incredibles.
Black's Panda, right?
Yeah, well, Jack Black is Koopa in this movie. He's Bowser. That got kind of I think that's what kind of turned me off to it. It's like Jack Black doing his regular stick, where he's like singing and doing music. So that kind of was a turn off. Maybe I've just seen it too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last time Disney put out a movie that's supposed to do as bad as this was Strange World, which only barely cracked 25 million in its first 12 days. Like that is bad. I mean, we were looking at Little Mermaid, which isn't doing as good as you'd want it to do. And that did 118 million in 4 days. This movie only did 25 million in 12 days. And this is like a big ass fucking budget movie. This is Disney shit. They're putting fucking cash into this.
No, they're not fucking around.
Yeah, no, and I mean, here's Pixar's Elemental becomes the lowest rated original movie in studio histories and Rotten Tomatoes because I guess they put this out to select people to
Elemental?
review it.
Fuck is that?
Yeah, that's this next Pixar movie, and it reminds me of remember there's like the psychology movie where there's all these emotions. It reminds me of like a big
Yeah,
ripoff of that one.
They, I think they did pretty good on that movie.
Yeah, that one wasn't. I've seen that. It wasn't too bad. Inside Out. It was called Inside Out.
Yeah,
It wasn't too bad, but it's kind of this feels like a big ripoff of that. Yeah, I think they just don't have anything original to show anymore. And they were, I don't know, man. For so long, they were pretty good. I mean, I'm looking at their. If you look at their top rated movies, like A Bug's Life goes back years ago. That was good. Monsters Inc. was good. You know, Incredibles was good. I never saw a lot of these. I never saw those Cars movies. Those Cars movies always felt a little geared towards really young kids. This Lightyear movie also like tanked. No one cared to see Lightyear. So Disney is in a fucking shit show, man. Not only are they like trying to battle with the state of Florida and wrapped up with their identity politics, they're putting out bad movies and not making money.
yeah. They're
That never helps. They're going down, man. I'm telling you, my theory is right. I think they're trying to tank the stock. They're trying to tank that stock so it gets real low that these rich motherfuckers can buy low. And then they'll go back to being Disney in like a couple of years where they actually make money. That's my theory.
I'm not surprised.
Buy Disney stock. Wait until actually this is probably a good time. Little Mermaid being out is probably a good time.
With the amount of money involved are not manipulating and controlling the shit at every cost. Of course, you know.
I mean, that's how it feels like they would. Also, it's crazy when you look into who actually owns Disney. It's like not it really is. You can look this up. I think it's like 6 to 9 companies pretty much control every company you know of in this whole fucking country. Basically the world too. It's just even I know Comcast, you know, like shitty Comcast, everyone knows them. They own I think it's like 12 to 20% of Disney. It's all fucking like a few companies that own these same things. So you know it's being controlled. This is a manipulated system here. We need like a retarded Matrix to come in. We need like a retarded Neo to come in to separate us. I want to have like a Down syndrome Neo that can take us out of all this. Can you imagine like if they remade the Matrix just with all Down syndrome people?
That'd be like that Christopher Glover movie.
I mean, I'm just thinking of how awesome it would be if you see like a Downs guy like doing that bullet thing, like the dance away from the bullets. That slow motion bullet thing
happened before.
I mean, I only hope, man. I mean, I got this clip, but that's.
I feel like if you look that up, you probably
knock
find
those together. No.
Holy shit!
Jesus.
Oh,
Bobby,
God.
stop with you.
Stone Cold, man. He was a powerful force back then.
I think Stone Cold's a bad influence for these retards.
He was definitely.
He's retarded.
Good or bad, he was definitely an influence.
Here's a Yahoo article here. You know Yahoo. I know you talk about them every so often. Use Yahoo for
Yahoo? Yeah, anyone with an
sports
internet connection probably does.
It's my homepage. Every so often I'll throw up Yahoo. Elemental projected to earn. This is also just a bad idea. It's about the elemental forces where it's like you got a fire person, you have a wind person, you have a ice person. It's just stupid. It's like bottom of the barrel story idea.
It's like you said. It's an inside out, complete rip off, cash grab. Given how well that movie did, because it probably had good writing and whatever the concept was, they did a good job or decent enough job with it.
Oh, exactly. Oh, I see. Mixoplex says here. One of them asked, "What's wrong with you?" I don't remember what he's talking about here, but there's a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong with all these movies. So Mixoplex, you can join in here. Elemental looks fucking awful. I mean, it looks like it's gonna make very low money. It's gonna be lower than The Good Dinosaur. Do you remember that Pixar movie? Because I don't. I never even fucking heard of that. And then Onward, it was second lowest film for Disney Pixar. Was he's talking about that. What's wrong with you with that video of the retarded guy?
I said it's kind of redundant. You already know the question.
Yeah, I mean, and then also Onward here. That was like about some gay elves on a road trip or something like that. I remember that was done right before COVID. They really actually got fucked on that one. That came out the weekend before all movies shut down for a fucking year. So they didn't make a lot of money on it. I couldn't really blame Disney on that one. That's just some bad luck. Projections are likely to change. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if this was popular. The wild success of Universal Super Mario Brothers movie is true, and then Minions has made tons of money. I think Universal has sort of just shifted to be the people that actually know what to give people, or what to give kids, what to give them, you know. And also, I think the whole woke identity stuff for Disney has just hurt families. You know, like I don't think a lot of people want to go show their kids Disney movies once they hear about some of the stuff they do. I don't blame them either. You know, you hear about some of the stuff like where they're gonna have gay characters, and I think it's called Strange Worlds, their last Pixar movie, where you have like a gay dad, you have a gay grandpa, you have a gay son. It's like I don't think I would want to have my kids deal with that. You know, it's like there's too many questions that you have to answer afterwards. It's just a pain in the ass. And regardless of how you feel about that situation, like, do you want to deal with having to explain that? I wouldn't. Like, that's like 30 questions that you're gonna have to answer.
You need like a consultation.
Yeah. But yeah, that about covers everything here for me. You got anything going there? Are you going to see Elemental when it comes out? What's the next movie you're going to go see?
Dune 4.
You're going to go see whatever Timothy you're Chalamet head. That's right.
No, I'm a Dennis vanilla wafer stan.
Oh, you like Denis Villeneuve?
I gotta say, like, can we look up negative reviews and comments on his stuff? Because I don't know how people could be really bothered.
Well, like what movie? Like what movie would?
That's what I'm
let's
saying.
see.
It's like, is that even a market or a fan base or like a stream?
I mean, there's got to be some movie. There's got to be some people that hate on some of those things. I mean, you want to see a bad review of Dune? Let's see. I'm sure there are. I could always find some bad reviews. Let's go to the one. The second Dune? Isn't that what they're calling it? I think they're calling it the second Dune.
Do you think David Lynch has any connection to anything going on?
No, I think he wants nothing to do with Dune, and he always like had a bad vibe from all of it. Is what it sounds like. He's very embarrassed by those whole movies. I can
hear the story of when he decided to take it on and accept it, and why.
It's a weird fucking. You would never thought he would actually do this movie. All right, so you're looking at Dune.
Eraserhead and shit.
So this is what I expected when you're talking about bad reviews for Dune. People saying it's boring because they're idiots.
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of understand that.
It's because you can't like keep up with the plot and what's going on. You just went there with your bag of chips and a hot dog and
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go watch this movie and think it's, gonna be
Spider-Man
Avengers
5.
Age, Avengers Age of Ultron, but with Timothée Chalamet,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be right on that.
Oh man,
Timothée
I gotta
Chalamet,
do stuff.
he doesn't put on a
Boring is
metal
candy.
robot suit. Boring has
No,
a
yeah,
whole
just
new
wanna see
name.
a
This one
robot
says.
fight a robot in like an
Aquaman and
alternate
Drax.
dimension from 3 seasons ago.
Aquaman and Drax together for the worst time. That's why I wouldn't put them. I wouldn't put those two characters as that's what they are. I think they're just actors. Slow moving, great special effects, great cinematography, bad direction, bad casting. I definitely don't agree with the bad direction, bad casting. I don't disagree with that. I don't think some of it has the best casting. Like I don't think I really like. Like I agree. I don't know if I really like that Aquaman actor ever. And I don't think I really like that Brolin guy in the role, even though they're such minuscule
Josh
roles that it's
Brolin
not really.
from
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him really.
what the fuck
I
was
do
he
find
in,
him boring.
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, I think he's great in that.
Yeah, what did he do? He had fucking like 10 lines.
Yeah, in this movie you're talking about in Dune, he doesn't do
No,
much.
in Old Country for Old Men, he didn't even talk the whole time. Anybody
And
could've played
honestly,
that part.
even in this too, it's like he's not really. He's in it, but it's not really a big part.
You know what? Maybe he's Downs, and
Could be,
we
man.
just don't know it. By the way, maybe
I mean-
hit the clip up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this
This
is
clip?
Josh Brolin in this next part.
That was real funny, huh?
It's funny. It's funny.
It wasn't.
Mom, can you
Yes,
pass
it
me the
was.
broccoli, please? Thank you.
Not again!
Knock those together.
Holy shit!
Bobby, stop! Bobby, stop! With you?
But he did on
I do like that clip. Oh yeah, he knew what he was
He
doing.
purposely dropped that shit because he didn't want to eat it.
Now this review
thing,
is
like,
almost the opposite of what we
If
just
I had,
saw.
like,
It's this
any
terrible
kind of
movie.
mental disability, I would be milking the shit out of that. Like if I don't want lasagna tonight, I'm throwing that on the floor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get that ricotta on the ground.
Yeah.
Make that ricotta hit the ground. That's like a Disturbed song. Did they do that? Did they ever cover that? It's like Disturbed if they were in
it's a
Italy.
ricotta Disturbed meme or Vine or
Mix
any
up,
kind of
mash up.
loop,
Yeah.
but you could definitely make it if you want to.
Let that ricotta hit the ground. This guy says boring. This is a terrible movie with a good cast. So this is the opposite review of the one above it.
But
The acting is horrible. But all right, so the good cast, but the acting is horrible. This is very contradictory. If you like brown and black movies, this is for you. I don't really get
Does
that.
he mean black and white? Like there's no color?
I don't
in the
know.
shit?
Maybe he means just the color tone, but I don't think that really matches what I saw. Fell asleep 4 times trying to watch this. So he woke up and then fell asleep
4
and then woke up and fell asleep.
Wow.
Yeah,
It
so
seems like someone once said this to me on stream. That's a you problem.
yeah, bad costumes. Oh yeah, being called gay uncles. That's right.
Gunkles, remember?
We now know what that means. We've looked it up.
We have an absolute defined Wikipedia.
Yeah, we know what it means now. We know what it means.
Urban
Calling us gunkles.
Dictionary,
We didn't
and once
realize.
it hits that level, it's scientific at that point.
I mean, I guess people do say the same thing. If you have trouble sleeping, please watch this movie. Super slow, no narrative.
Well,
I mean-
good. That should be almost a redeeming quality. It's like, hey, this movie's terrible, but if your sleep aids aren't working, put it on and hope that nothing disturbs you.
I like the pacing of it. I really appreciate the pacing of it. I can see why people wouldn't, but I like actually how slow it moves because it makes me excited to see more of it. But I could see where someone says like, "Oh, it's too boring." This guy says it's mostly long shots of sand. It's ugly. It's gray. It's yellow. I don't think it's an ugly movie at all. I think it's beautifully shot. Is what I would say. Many of the characters are miscast. I do agree with that. I think there is some miscasting going on. I'm not crazy about the casting. I like the movie. Like, I don't think you need to have Zendaya in the movie. I think you could have someone else. I think Oscar Isaac is a little weird in the movie.
I think they wanted her to like be the Spider-Man heroine without Spider-Man. But
I mean, I'm gonna make it a little racist here.
Like the Spider-Man guy, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna make it a little racist here, but I think they kind of wanted someone who's brown to kind of fit with that sand people.
I don't know. If you listen to my take on it, I think that's more financially viable. They just
think they just wanted a Spider-Man character?
Hiddleston, Benjamin Cumberbucket Jr. come up and replicate.
You know what, man? I can see that. Like Tom Holland with her is a similar pairing.
But not Tom Holland. It's scarf tie guy. You know,
it's
the cop.
Chalamet. Yeah.
You got Thomason, Hiddleston coming up, and then replace Spider-Man with, Doom guy. There you go.
Yeah, with Chalamet. Yeah. Questionable if he's ever dated a woman, Chalamet. That's what I think his nickname is.
I wonder if...
this guy's...
I wonder if there's research going into that, Like, we got the FBI.
Could be, man. This one is labeled Much Ado About Nothing. The film wants to be epic, but fails brutally in its self-consciousness. Music, special effects, and wardrobe and names is not enough. I disagree. I think the music and visuals were awesome. You need good acting without showing that you are acting. I think the acting was not a problem, personally. I thought the acting was actually very subtle. Maybe too subtle.
Who's this guy working for?
Who knows, man? Maybe Universal. He's trying to tank.
You could probably dig up and like find out why he's got this, take and angle. There's definitely something going on. For this could be a bot. We never, you gotta check the IPO.
This guy says it's a very long perfume commercial. This movie adds precisely nothing to the legacy of David Lynch's earlier unintentional flawed adaptation.
Perfume commercial.
Okay. Goes so far to has indulged itself in wholesale stylistic plagiarism. You owe your life more than the 2.5 hours you devote to this empty promise. Avoid. Wow.
It's pretty harsh.
I don't know about that.
Sounding
harsh, man. Yeah.
Not like just that. It's just overall, it seems pretty negative.
I mean, it sucks because I'm looking forward to the second Dune. So I don't know. Maybe I'm retarded or something.
I'm retarded?
But I like this movie. I'm a fan. I recommend anyone to go watch any of Villeneuve. What is his name? Oh my god, Villeneuve.
I feel like combine Timothée Chalamet and Denis Villeneuve into
Chalamet.
Denny Chalamet, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's why he likes Chalamet, because it's another French-sounding name.
Or maybe they're a secret couple.
Could be secret. Yeah, it could be.
Directors like to fuck their actors. It's like
could be
when you sign up for a part, you gotta just expect it every time in your trailer. Every night, them to creep in like, Santa Claus or something.
You think they're kind of like an ambiguously gay duo or something?
I don't think it's that ambiguous.
Really?
I mean,
I had a clip for that.
When someone's wearing a scarf and a tie at the same time, I don't know how you say no.
The ambiguously gay duo, they are taking on evil come on May. They are fighting all crimes to save the day. They're extremely close in an ambiguous way. They're ambiguously gay. The ambiguously gay duo.
So you think that's what's going on?
Yeah, just not as fantastical.
Okay, yeah, not like Ace and Gary. It's Timothy and Denis. It's a little more French. Okay, man, I think that about covers it. I gotta head out. That was a good stream. Like and subscribe. Subscribe to all our stuff on Wizard_Shack on Twitter. And you can hit that like button, subscribe. We will see you guys Friday. This is a Friday and Tuesday show. We're going on about 8, sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later. Check out more stuff from us. Have a good one, guys.